Question number 7, part B. We have an expression x squared minus 12x plus a equals x plus b in brackets all squared. Find the value of a and the value of b. Now there are a number of ways. There are two main ways to do this. One of them requires you to know how to what's called complete the square. Okay, so I'm going to go to that method first. We learned about completing the square in class. Okay, although it's not actually necessary for you to know it, it's very helpful in this syllabus to know it. Okay, that's not straight, is it? It's a bit better. Still not that straight, but no problem. So now, let's start off with the completing the square method. Now, completing the square method, I'm going to modify this side to make it look like the form of the other side. So I'm going to complete the square, so I end up with a square bracket. Then I can compare. Okay? So to complete the square, you have to first make sure it says 1x squared. Coefficient x squared is 1, which it does. Then you can go ahead and straight away complete the square. So I'm going to draw a square bracket. I'm going to write, instead of x, I'm going to write x squared, I'm going to write x. So I'm not going to write x squared, I'm going to write x. If there's a minus sign, I'll write a minus sign. And then I need to take a half of this number, which is the coefficient of x, which is 6. And I leave that over there. Now, this, if I expand it, will give me something that looks like this, except there'll be something else added on. If I expand x minus 6 all squared, all right, I'll get x squared minus 12x plus 36 at the end. I don't want that plus 36. So I've got to take away that 36. Now this, if I expand it, I'll get x squared minus 12x plus 36 minus 36. I'll be left with x squared minus 12x. Then there's the a at the end, which I have to add on to it. Now this is exactly the same as that. If I expand this, I'll get exactly that same expression on that side of the equation. And I know that that's equal to x plus b squared. Now, if these two are exactly equal to each other, if they're exactly equal to each other, then you see there's a 1x, there's a 1x. There's a minus 6. That b must be the same as the minus 6. So b has to be minus 6. Otherwise, they won't be the same. They won't be equal. Right? And here at the end, I've got plus what? Plus nothing. So that means minus 36 plus a must equal 0. Okay, for them to be the same. So a is equal to 36. So b is equal to minus 6 and a is equal to 36. Those are my two answers. All right, if you didn't know how to complete the square or you forgot how to complete the square, we can do it in the opposite manner. We can leave this as it is and we can modify that. So I can say, all right, let me take x plus b and let's make it look x plus b squared and make it look in this form. So if I expand this, I'll have x plus b times x plus b, which is going to give you x squared plus 2bx plus b squared. Now somebody's going to ask, where did you get that from? Well, just for those of you who don't know the pattern, you have x plus b squared is the same as x plus b times itself. So you've got to do x times x, which gives you x squared. And then x times b, which gives you plus bx. Then b times x, which also gives you plus bx. And then b times b, which gives you plus b squared. And then when you simplify that, you have x squared plus 2bx plus b squared. That's where it comes from. All right? Now, we know that that's going to be the same. It tells us x plus b squared is equal to this. So I can say that x squared minus 12x plus a must be the same as x squared plus 2bx plus b squared. Right? Now, if I compare the coefficients of the x squareds on both sides, they must be the same because these are equal to each other. So 1x squared must equal 1x squared, which it does. If I compare the coefficients of the x's, look at the x's, just the coefficients, this is minus 12x and this is plus 2bx. So I can say minus 12 must be the same as 2b. Right? That means b is equal to minus 6, dividing by 2 both sides, which is the same as what we got earlier. And if I compare the constants, the numbers, without any x's, constants, the constant on this side is a, and the constant on this side is b squared, right? So that means a must be b squared. We know b is minus 6, so we have minus 6 squared, negative 6 squared gives us 36. Okay, so there's two ways of doing it. There's the first way here, and there's the second way here. The first way requires you to know how to complete the square, and the second way requires you to know how to compare the coefficients once you have expanded them into the same kind of form. All right? Is that understood, guys? Okay, onwards to part C on the next video.